more than 30 on the wrist. Holy padopi on the list. One of the illest them nah go tell you cause of politics. Nah, man. Wake up, I'm smoking on my cannabis. They want my money decline. They watch me like an analyst. Not stop trying. Ah. Who bless them and knock us ya? Talk it and make us ya. I forget your girl how much me pay that. Well, go on, people bless up for yourself. We there for the next update. Yeah, we there. Alright, quick reasoning, people, right? Big up to Firetron. Alright, big up to Firetron because this, I should say, this update, alright, is brought to you or sponsored by Firetron, and I'm gonna drop his single. I give you guys a preview of his single before, right? Artist back in the days, and you know, he shared a story with HardBall TV. I would love to share with you guys, so I'm gonna reach out to the artist and ask him to share his story with HardBall TV on my platform. You know, very interested story, I should say, and I'm telling you, you guys are gonna love it because he have affiliation with, yes, people, Bounty Killer, aka Ground Godzilla, aka Warlord, and he was shit. You know, I don't know if he watched my update that I did with the Charlie Blacks and Alkaline update I gave you guys yesterday. That's why, watching that update, he reached out to me and shared the story with him, knowing Bounty Killer being an artist that was doing this thing from back then, but I guess never really got that big shine, the big break in the music business. But nevertheless, very interesting story. The artists have to share with the audience, and I want to share that with you guys. All right, so big up to Firetron, and this update is brought to you or sponsored, all right, by Firetron. And I'm gonna, like I said, at the end of this update, I'm just gonna, give you guys a preview of his single again, so you guys can be aware of the artist and who I'm talking about. But he said to me, HardBall TV, Alkaline raid Bounty Killer more, and Bounty Killer, as an artist, probably don't see that. All right. He said to me, HardBall TV, a lot of people think Alkaline pattern Vibes Cartel, even though he probably pattern certain Vibes Cartel style, or people might say he do certain things to eat the ego. And I'm going to give you guys my take on this because I agree with him and I can see what he's saying, right? Because that's why I always say, why Gaza fans always make it seem as if Alkaline is the artist that respect Vibes Cartel so much, and he pattern Vibes Cartel. And back in the days, he used to say Gaza and showing up the Gaza signs, and they have a whole lot of photos trying to expose Alkaline being a Gaza artist back then. But why would Alkaline link up with Vado? And I said this before in my reviews or updates that I give you guys when Alkaline released the single, I think it was Holiday Time Again, right? When he gave a shout out, I think that was a shout out to Bounty Killer when he said, Killer hear the line there and start screw, right? In the next single Alkaline they put out, when he said, me go anywhere, me go any garrison, still have my watch on my chain, right? And at the time when Alkaline released that single, I think Bounty Killer got robbed. But to me, when I was listening to the single, I was saying Alkaline was saying Bounty Killer, because when I did an update also on that incident with Bounty Killer, I was like, this shouldn't have happened. Bounty Killer, being the artist that he is, helped so many artists, got a break in the music business, all right, or got their recognition in the music business. Bounty Killer should be one of the artists that walk around Jamaica freely. Bounty Killer should not be one of the artists that's getting robbed. And I'm not saying no one is, beyond getting touched or beyond getting robbed or whatever, but I'm saying Bounty Killer is one of those artists that shouldn't have happened. And even if it did happen, right, as messed up as the hip hop game is, or people would want to say the trap music or trap culture is, when certain artists bust in this industry, the hip hop industry or rap industry, and they solidify their name being a big artist, as messed up as it is, right? When certain artists get touched or robbed, and they and certain people send out that word because of that artist, notoriety, right? His fame or what he did for the culture, or just because of just strictly politics, right? Once they get robbed, they chain snatching. We see this over and over again. It's being returned, right? And that should have been one of the incidents. Now I don't know with the whole Bounty Killer if his chain was being returned or whatever. Like I said, I'm just saying this is Alkaline putting out a record at the time saying, well, and people was referring to it as Bounty Killer being, getting robbed and whatever. And I was saying to myself at the time, maybe that's what Alkaline was saying. Bounty Killer shouldn't have got robbed, right? Well, any Garrison still have him watching my chin because I understand people might say, yeah, it's a diss Arba because he's saying but the last time I checked, they say Alkaline run away from Jamaica and he's not in Jamaica a whole lot, So that was one of the incidents that happened that shouldn't have happened, but it did. See? And Alkaline is one of the only person I hear, even if they try to refer it in a song as he saying something about Bounty Killer, he's one of the only artists I heard talk about it. So to me, Alkaline always have that respect for Killer. To me, even when he did the on-stage interview, he said, when Wilford asked him who, he said, I respect every artist that came before me, everyone that did it. I studied the game, respect every artist. And on the interview, that's why I'm always going to bring up that interview because, I'm trying to make a point. But on the interview, from then, people was trying to say, well, okay, when he did the interview, it's like they wanted Alkaline to pick a side and say Gaza. So I don't know if Alkaline saw it from then and said, oh, you guys want me to say Gaza, and this artist, I respect and whatever, despite I probably do not rate or respect the artist, but this is what you guys want me to say. And that's what Alkaline said, oh, that's what y'all want me to say, and because I'm not saying what the people or you guys want me to say, I'm getting a fight, right? But Alkaline always respect. And Firetron, he also said, HardBall TV, why would Alkaline name his refer to himself as the young lad when Bounty Killer referred to himself as the wild lad? And think about it, mavado, Bounty Killer, we know was the the Grung Godzilla, right? Grung God. Mavado forward and said Gully God. So I'm seeing a pattern here. Mavado forward and said real patriots, right? And then we see Jamil forward and say patriots. So I'm seeing, I'm seeing a pattern here, and it kind of like all makes sense. So to me, the MVP actually respect Bounty Killer more than Bounty Killer can see it. I don't know if he's blind to that fact because he always running or bigging up Vibes Cartel or whatever. I don't know what it is with him on Vibes Cartel and with the Gaza Nation or whatever, because even when Vibes Cartel broke away from the alliance and was dissing up Bounty Killer in the worst way, right? It was Vado that stepped out and defend Bounty Killer, and that's why Vado career just took a different, And then we see Vibes Cartel running upon the thing, all right, because Vado didn't need to do that, Vado didn't need to answer Vibes Cartel, because when you think about it, it's because of Vado answering Vibes Cartel. That's why Vibes Cartel really have a career, I keep telling people that, because regardless of the Gaza fans, like, whatever, HardBall TV, Vibes Cartel is the most lyrical thing. He's this. Yeah, he still jumped on the Nicki Minaj. No, not Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion remix, and I don't know what, right? And these is things people are talking about, and people are saying, like I said, I like the single that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did, because I understand the single it was all about women, liberty. They express in a certain way. They saying, well, look, equal rights and justice. As Aishana, I understand it makes sense. Aishana jumping on the remix, and remixing the single, not Vibes Cartel. But Gaza fans are not going to talk about that, and I don't want to blaze no fire on Vibes Cartel, because whatever. That's why I said even Vibes Cartel, his verse to me, it was all right, but it didn't make sense on that single. You know what I mean? Because the single was all about women liberation. Why the fuck is you jumping on the single? You know what I mean? It didn't make sense to me. Aishana, Yeah, that makes sense because they talk in her language. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to say. That's why I didn't touch on it and I ain't speaking on it. But you ain't gonna hear a lot of people speak on it. But if it was Alkaline jumped on the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion remix, I don't have to tell you, they would have sacrificed him. They would have put him on the cross just like, Yah Savior. That's all I'm saying. Right? But to me, I've been serious. Alkaline respect Bounty Killer. That's why he respected Mavado. He respected the whole of them. Vibes Cartel is the only one that step out and disrespect the youth and go on the most way. That's why Alkaline right now, I try help Vibes Cartel out of dancehall music, and that me I tell you no. Because Vibes Cartel is the only one that went against the youth, and it's like, if you're not say God's a nation, if you're not say this, if you're not say that. And we see that with Jamil and, Alkaline. Then we see Intense. We see I doing it the other day because certain artists are being booked for New Rule. Even to those artists on the New Rule roster get the fight just because they booked for Alkaline. And the show didn't even happen because coronavirus. And thank God for coronavirus because, boy, a lot of these and coronavirus really forward and exposing a lot of these artists right now. And that's just the simple fact. All right? And we see artist numbers declining. We seen a whole lot of things right now. But one thing they cannot say is that this year Alkaline didn't pay his dues. He did not, forward in the game and try to whatever. The only thing they can say, he's antisocial. He ain't nobody, man, ain't everybody business, man. I'm just doing me, focus on me. That's the way it should be. And Alkaline is business savvy, right? Pushing the genre and showing the youth them. This is what it's about. It's about money at the end of the day because we don't want to be like some of these older artists who are fretting now because they put in the work and the business probably was shake up back then and they never really get to eat the food, all right? And all of the big records and hit records they put out with all these, major labels and corporations and whatever, enough of them still starving, all right? And when they see the young youth them as Alkaline and these youth forward in the business and shelling on the place right now, them no want to give no credit because why? Them you there, it's like they're not affiliated, they're not this, they're not that. Do you just saying, look, this is what it is. Vendetta, Young Guns, MVP, and that's what they pushing. And we just keep stepping. And that's all it is. And who don't like that? Tell them fight back. You know what I'm saying? Word. If will be people, joke this month. I joke this people. Anyway, bless upon yourself. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. All right. Be vocal in the comment section. But this youth right here, it's game changer, man. I told you guys that from Alkaline forward in the business. This is when I see Vado, right? Mavado forward in the business did the same thing. We see Jamil forward in the business change the game because Jamil forward and sing conscious music, House on the Hill, and Jamil got his break and he's still doing his thing. Jamil putting in the work and Patriots. You know what I mean? That's why I guess those three artists link up and say MVP. Trust me. Everything they say is destined, right? Especially you religious people. Everything is destined. So now, was it destined for the MVP shine and the God's Nation sing? Right? Come on, Vibes Cartels are all aboard. We see the whole of them run over there and give the endorsement. When the MVP link up and say, well, look, we're going to push unity to the world, what them do? And now them a fight unity when them artists or their artists are drunk in artists and the MVP. We still waiting for the Mavado Trippy Red collaboration forward. Mavado still have, and not just the Trippy Red, but more music. Alkaline on the other hand. And then we see Jamil just preview some. Come on, people. Come on. That's all I'm going to say, yo. All right? But the MVP right now, them do it. All right? And you see that you the Alkaline. I hear my cause the problem. And I told you guys this the other day. That youth cause the problem. Bounty Killer can't see. Well, this youth, respect him. Yeah, Alkaline forward and disrespect Bounty Killer in his DMs. People going and Bounty Killer put it out there. But if Bounty Killer didn't put it out there, how many people would have known Alkaline disrespect Bounty Killer? And Bounty Killer been disrespecting the youth on social media and being vocal. But Alkaline reached out to you. That's what I'm saying. The respect he had for you, he didn't go on social media. He didn't put it out there, whatever. And tell you that, right? So as much as, some of these people might be in their feelings, or Bounty Killer himself might be in his feelings, right? The youth reach out to you in your DMs. Like you said, you slide in your DMs and told you that. He didn't go on social media and blast it to the world, because that's the respect the youth had for you. And as Firetron would say, him lose a little respect for Bounty Killer for that. And likewise, I would say, but my respect is still there for Bounty Killer, because you can't knock what Bounty Killer do for dancehall music, no time, no day. You understand? See? But the youth always respect the whole of them. See? And the youth just forward for just doing music, man. Now, I don't respect the youth not respect them. I mean, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that, because if people disrespect Bounty Killer or them go on with certain thing in the dancer, him have the loudest voice. See? So I just say go people. Anyway, big up to the whole of the artists them, and big up to the whole of my viewers, subscribers. I hope you guys, like I said, like this video, share it. Be vocal in the comment section. Until the next update, until the next notification, people, while go stay blessed, little more.